The Prestige. That is the first movie that we're going to rate with the Gabriel Code.
Oh, here we go.
And I watched The Prestige back in the day and then rewatched it. But Cameron, I want you to prep us. Tell us about The Prestige.
All right, so the Gabriel Code has 5 principles. Number 1, God must be on the horizon. Number 2, goods must be good. Number 3, evils must be evil. Number 4, human dignity must be respected. Number 5, human experience must be authentic. And then the 3 overall categories, if it doesn't violate any of these, then Pope Pius XII would say, then that movie is good. If it violates one of these principles, but to a mild degree, then it's dangerous. It's basically like, know what's in the film, know yourself, have prudence. But if it violates one of these in a significant way, we might be able to say this movie is harmful, you should avoid it or filter it out. So that's how we understand these principles.
That's great. And I can't wait. As I was watching The Prestige, the whole time I was thinking, what is Cameron going to say about this thing or that thing? Because there's a lot going on. There's a lot going on in The
What would
Prestige.
Cameron think?
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, it's like I'm trying to.
We all think that way.
So I think this movie has some dangerous elements to it.
It did. Yeah.
I was happy to report that you expect every movie since this time to have blasphemy in it. And I think it had G-O-D in it.
It said, "Oh my God."
Oh my G-O-D, which that's a discussion.
Okay.
No, I'm not pointing at you to be quiet. I'm like, let's go.
Right. Because
come on, baby.
He said that so Cutter said that. Michael Caine said that when he.
Michael Caine.
Michael Caine.
Yeah.
Yeah, Cutter.
Yeah, Cutter. Michael Caine.
Oh, you're getting his...
I'm trying to do his...
yeah.
Go ahead.
His Cockney accent.
Yeah.
Oh, I see what you're doing.
Michael
okay.
Caine.
Yes, Michael Caine. Michael Caine. Yes, him. He said that in a way that was, oh, you're not dead. And I don't want to give anything away, but it's always a spoiler alert.
Please, we're going to spoil it. We have to spoil it. You have to watch this.
It's
been long enough. Please watch this. It's a terrible movie to spoil.
Watch it twice.
That's correct. Yeah. So, yeah, if you haven't seen the movie, I don't want to tell you not to watch, but...
No, stop watching this show if you haven't seen it, and go watch The Prestige.
Yeah. It's good. All right,
so, okay.
Take it away.
I would say, now we're with a moral theologian, so this would be an interesting discussion.
I want everybody to understand that. So Dr. Michael Foley is it proper to say you're a Catholic moral theologian? Or just moral theologian?
Well, it's
just moral.
It's tricky. All those terms are true.
Okay.
I am Catholic.
You are, that's true.
I aspire to be moral.
Okay.
And I am a theologian.
Oh.
I'm technically not a moral theologian. My degree is in systematics, which is a different category, but I do write a lot about Christian ethics.
Okay. Well,
Great.
you definitely are better than me.
Yeah.
When it comes to the theology.
We're
department.
like the water boys, and you're the only one on the team, so that's where we're at.
I will get the water and Dr. Pepper.
Okay, here's what I would say. Blasphemy. What I would say is what's dangerous is the GODs in movies. What's harmful is the name of Christ, the name of Jesus.
For sure.
GD.
GD and the misuse of the name of Jesus, especially how...
Or like the Blessed Mother.
Yeah.
Interestingly. But for some reason, I'm inclined to say that the GOD is not automatically harmful.
Right, so let's kick it back to Mike. So Mike, let's get start weighing in on this because that happens in most films.
Most films, GOD does.
Oh my GOD.
Right.
What's your take on that?
Yeah, well, I think the way that Cutter said it was not as offensive. It almost had the quality of a prayer. It was an interjection, but it seemed to be almost an appeal to heaven.
Given the fact that he thought this man was dead,
Yeah.
and he saw him that he was alive, then I wasn't even offended when I heard it because I was like, yeah, I would be blown away too at that point. So it is the context of how it's said.
Yeah.
Whereas GD,
Oh, that's
there's like no context.
No.
Even there can be a fitting context, but I would say even in a war movie, like I don't want
No,
get
right.
that out of there, or Jesus Christ,
Right.
you know, the blessed name.
Right.
Get that out of there. So I think that's a good point. Contextually, oh my God so I would put it in the dangerous middle category because I want to know what's in there for my kids' sake if we're watching it, and I'm telling them never to say that, you know, they might not understand the context.
That is true. Yeah, that's a good point.
Let me ask you a question,
Okay.
Cameron. I know we're talking about the Prestige, but what about GD for the sake of historical accuracy? I'm thinking of General Patton, who apparently did talk that way. And so the movie Patton from the early 70s
Yeah.
portrays him as such.
George C. Scott.
Yeah.
I could come up with 999 curse words that aren't blasphemy
Yeah.
and still be authentic to him. That's how I would say it. I think blasphemy is a uniquely evil thing. Like when we had Father Nix on, he was saying like, when you have blasphemy, specifically the holy name used in vain, you're inviting demons into your home. It's just like demons ride in on that word and are now present with you and your family. Is that what you want? You know, and it's
also-
the word itself.
Also, so Mike, going back to that question, which is a valid question, I would say, first of all, there is no film that I know of. The Passion of the Christ, there's so much historical context to that. But take any other film other than that, or take that film as well. There's never a perfectly historical depiction of the story to the film. So I would say in that case, we don't want that to be a part of the history. We're just going to take it out. And he might say something else. And because most people don't know that, like I didn't know that. And that's a great, I haven't watched it in a long time, but when the last time I saw it, I would have said, that's a great movie. I need to rewatch it thinking about the Gabriel Code. So I would say just, we can't have GD or we can't have JC or the Lord's name in vain, like period. It just immediately turns to bad at that point.
So I think we're in agreement. It has a dangerous element, which would violate goods aren't good because the holy or the name of God it's a dangerous thing.
Yeah.
So that second principle, goods
It's possibly
aren't good.
dangerous. It's possibly
Well,
dangerous. It's dangerous.
It is dangerous.
Okay.
It's possibly, it's dangerous. So it's like,
Okay.
it's that middle category.
Okay.
It's
all right,
not
got it.
harmful.
Okay, let's keep going.
The other element, I think the only other element I would say it violates, I would love your opinions, is the human dignity one because of the immodesty.
Okay. Because of the low cut dress.
The women on stage
Yeah.
are very.
They're not dressed very.
I mean, it's very evocative, right?
Yeah.
And it's beautiful actresses.
Yeah.
There's scenes of passionate kissing, like in bed. It cuts the rest out, but it's enough for me to say that's dangerous.
Are you worried about your financial future? Did you know nearly half of Americans who retire at age 65 are projected to run out of money during retirement? And what about long-term care? It's real and costly. Nearly 70% of people will need long-term care, with nursing home costs averaging over $110,000 a year. Don't have a plan? Now you don't need to worry, because there's Advocate Financial. Advocate Financial will help you secure your financial future. They have strategies to double your account value for long-term care protection. Imagine getting an extra $900 a month from Social Security. Imagine a retirement income that's guaranteed to last a lifetime. This isn't wishful thinking. These are real strategies that work for you. Advocate Financial is Catholic, family-owned and operated, and helps you take control of your financial future. Whether you want to lower your tax bill on a big payday or get strategies to give you strong stock market returns with zero risk, go to CatholicFinancialGuide.com. Don't leave your future to chance. Talk with an expert today. That's CatholicFinancialGuide.com. Terms and restrictions apply. CatholicFinancialGuide.com.
Here at Movie Crusade, we destroy bad movies. It's how we protect our families from the filth that Hollywood spews out. Gross image, I know. But if you want to fight back against the disease of wokeness and modernism, support the nonprofit that is bringing Catholic tradition to the world, Mass of the Ages. We produced 3 viral documentaries about the traditional Latin Mass, are training hundreds of priests to celebrate it, and are helping families all over the world attend it with our Latin Mass Finder. So go to massoftheages.fund to support the online resurgence of tradition. Go to massoftheages.fund. It's the only tax-deductible way to punch Hollywood in the face. That's massoftheages.fund. So, Mike, we've talked about, the popes, Pope Pius XI and 12th has said, like, you can depict evils in film because, I mean, if you were to literally to film the Bible, it would be depicting evil. But with particular evils, like attractive evils, you want to have caution and prudence in suggesting them. So particularly with sins of the flesh, fleshly sins, you want to avoid them entirely or have a very cautious, prudent approach to it. I thought this film was just like, immodesty. Let's get the audience like eyeballs on these women.
Yeah. Good point.
You know what I mean? So I would say that's a dangerous element.
Yeah. Mike, what did you think about that?
Yeah, I would disagree. I don't remember the show for being particularly immodest. Sorry about the frog in my throat. I get choked up when I talk about immodesty.
When I think about...
It's a very emotional topic for me.
You used to dress immodestly.
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
Why
That's why it's just too soon. So, I mean, again, I think of it in terms of the historical accuracy. Of course, you're going to have a beautiful woman on stage as your assistant, so all eyes are on her, so the magician can hide the rabbit in the hat. I don't remember just personally watching the movie and having a moment of like, wow, this is a gorgeous woman. I'm feeling lust right now.
Well, I would just be really objective and say there was several scenes where the woman's dress was so short that he was able to kiss her upper thigh. When he was up there on stage.
Right, I remember that.
And then there's cleavage when they're like...
I would say that there's... So, Mike...
For a red-blooded male, I'm like, yes, that's immodest.
Yeah.
And I want to see my wife wear that. So that's my kind of bar. That's my litmus test.
Okay. So, Mike, are you saying like, hey, no dangerous elements to you in that?
That's what I thought. And I guess, again, Cameron and I differ. I would like to see my wife dressed like that.
Yeah, okay. All right.
Well, let me push back on that then. I'm saying it's dangerous because I think some people need to be aware. Like, that's another way to think about dangerous is not, everyone's going to be affected by this. But, hey, if you're Cameron O'Hearn, like, be careful. Like, maybe be aware before you watch this because beautiful actress, low-cut dress, you know what I mean? So that's why it's dangerous and not harmful. It's not like... It has to be filtered out.
Yes, and it is tricky. We were talking a little about this even before the show started. Even seemingly innocent things can have a negative effect on some viewers. I dare submit that you probably can't make a film that lacks any danger whatsoever. Like even, for no fault of your own, but like...
Any danger whatsoever. I see what you're saying.
So like, you may have been traumatized. Do you remember the movie Marnie with, it was an early Alfred Hitchcock movie with Sean
I remember
Connery.
Barney, though, about the same time when I was younger.
Purple dinosaur.
In the movie Marnie, Sean Connery falls in love with a woman who is traumatized by the color red. Because she saw her mother murder someone, and then she blocked out the memory, but every time she sees the color red, she freaks out. So let's say that woman went to watch the movie The Red Shoe, which is a completely innocent movie, very fine art, but then she sees it and she's traumatized. That's what I mean. Like there's no way to fully guard against a negative reaction, even if the thing is completely innocent.
Okay, let me rephrase how I put it then. Movies are made, the popes say that movies are made not for individuals, but for multitudes. So I would say for the general public, the question is, for the general public, do you think the immodesty is a dangerous element for the general public today?
In general, yes.
Okay.
I agree. I also think, this may be going down another rabbit hole, I don't necessarily disagree with the idea of movies that are made for adults to which children should not be invited.
Yes, and the popes say that too. Some movies are good, healthy for a mature audience.
Yes.
But shouldn't be shown just indiscriminately to kids.
That's exactly right. So in order to implement the Gabriel Code, you don't need to go back to a G rating for every single movie.
Exactly. I agree with that.
Yeah.
Now I would have changed, as a director, I would have changed what they wore. And my guiding principle would be, and even in how the actors are acting, it's like, okay, I get the thing of Hugh Jackman kissing her thigh because they're married. But they're not married in real life. So would I want to put my wife in the position of that actress, have her wear that, and then have her be kissed by another man? And if the answer is no, then I'm not going to have my actors do that.
I see your point. I'm just going to jump in because to me, the immodesty wasn't necessarily in what the gals were wearing on stage. It was, well, there clearly is fornication because the wife died and he's
Yeah, I didn't even bring that up.
with Olivia. And then the same thing goes for the professor with Borden. He's obviously married, but then has an affair. He openly talks about that, and you see him.
Well, one of them does.
Exactly right. But I think both of them were. I don't know. I don't understand that part.
Well, actually,
No, I don't think so.
I'll tell you the I hadn't thought of this either, but the most immoral part is the twins sharing the wife.
Which I'm
Remember?
Yes.
Because some
Yes.
days she
That's
realized.
right.
Some days you mean it when you say you love
Right.
me, and some days you don't.
And I don't know if that meant that the same guy went to sleep with her.
Yeah.
We don't know that.
But it seems like it is.
I thought so,
I
too.
don't know because later in the film he mentions how he loved one woman and he loved the other.
Yeah.
So for me, it was implying that, when they're out to dinner, sometimes they just like the way the schedule works up is
Yeah.
like, you got to go with my wife, like go out to
Yeah.
dinner. But I can't imagine it was like, tonight you have to sleep with my wife. Like, I don't know if the movie
Okay.
was saying that
That's good. That's a relief.
because of that comment.
But we do know that Fallon or whoever, I think it was, let's call him Fallon.
Mm-hmm.
Fallon, Christian Bale was
Borden?
Yeah,
They're
Borden.
both Borden.
They're both Borden.
One's the professor, the other's
Oh.
Fallon.
Oh,
They're
wow,
both
you
Borden.
guys
They're
are
both
like
Fallon. Yeah.
deeper than me. Okay.
It's clearly fornication because they're not married and they're sleeping together.
Oh, yeah. Well, then the question would be, so the first question is, are they showing that on screen? Because then we could obviously talk about the rating.
Yes.
But then the second question is contextually, because you can have that contextually. That's in the scriptures, right? You can have fornication.
I see.
But it's like, is it condemned? Is the lifestyle shown as being condemned?
Well, they were kind of hiding it, obviously. So, yeah, Mike, what do you say? I mean, obviously, there's clearly implied. I mean, he literally says there's a scene where he's flipping his ring back and forth, and he's like, I'm grappled with the fact that I'm having this affair. Like he clearly says that. It's in the lines.
That's true.
And it's like, as I'm watching that, I'm thinking, the first time I watch it, I'm like, oh. And then when I watched it the second time, I'm like, well, I know there's the whole double character, but I'm still like, well, you're not married and you're doing this. You're right. It's not shown like, oh, wow, you can see that they were passionately, like, it wasn't bad. Like, I feel like out of movies today, it wasn't a movie that I was really worried about. There's a couple things that I'll be like, yeah, Joe, you shouldn't watch this. But anyway, Mike, what's your take on?
No, I totally agree. The fornication that was in the movie, you're not supposed to approve of it.
Right.
And it's not beguiling to the audience. It's clearly we are invited to disapprove of it because all of it is the side effect of their overwhelming ambition.
Right.
Their overwhelming competition. And we should circle back to that. I mean, the central part of the plot to me is 100% solid in terms of the moral of the story.
Yeah, because
it is the tragedy of overambition, of this sort of
which they both
mimetic
have.
rivalry.
Yeah, which Bale and Jackman, both characters have that.
So, and their competition, which the whole gospel is supposed to break. Christ breaks this cycle of mimetic rivalries and this kind of hyper competition.
Right.
Christianity provides a different solution. So there is a way in which God isn't on the horizon in this movie. So I could see getting negative points for that. But John Paul II had the great line: "We should be grateful to artists, some artists, for showing us what a world without God looks like."
Yeah.
And this is a world without God for these men. That is.
Yeah, for the men,
and it ends tragically.
In the principle of the Gabriel Code as it's set out now is the universe, not for a character, but for the universe. And what's good about this movie is they have the funeral scenes, those prayers. And so in the world that's created, it's not denying God's existence.
I see your point.
Yeah.
Yes, that's true.
But these two men, by their decisions, have denied God.
That's clear.
Then they must win at all costs.
And to that point, Mike, their rivalry, this ambition, I mean, you could say that one of Bale's characters might win, but I mean, it all falls apart for both of them, really.
Yeah.
It all falls apart. And that's the consequence of sin.
Yeah. That's
Literally
exactly right.
death, which it was for two of them.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly right.
Yeah.
Exactly
Okay.
right. And I also love the way the movie showed that this kind of hyper competition, this vicious rivalry, is not unique to these two men. Because what does the great Danton do? He goes to visit Tesla.
Yes.
Who's locked into his own vicious competition
That's
with
true.
Edison.
That's right.
And Tesla warns him. He said, "Why are you doing this?" And Tesla says, "I know." And it was played by David Bowie, which is
Yeah.
hilarious.
I know. When I saw that, I was like,
accent.
I forgot Bowie was in it.
He did a great job.
did
It's
a
just so
great
funny
job.
for him to be like
Right.
a solemn, mature gentleman. I remember his videos from the 80s. Like,
Ziggy Stardust, baby.
crazy.
Yeah.
Anyway, but Tesla says, I know what the competition is like.
I know what obsession is.
That's
Yeah.
it. That's it. Exactly.
And he calls him right out on it.
Yep.
And Hugh Jackman doesn't deny it.
Yep.
Yeah, he says, well, if you know I'm obsessed, then you know I won't quit.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. I was impressed with the movie. I want to watch it again.
And we're going to talk about it later when we rank it. So we're
Okay.
going to be able to like pit it up
Yeah.
against other movies. But for ratings,
Okay.
just to draw a conclusion,
Okay.
it sounds like we agree that the principle goods must be good is violated because of the blasphemy, the light blasphemy, the GODs.
Is that blasphemy when you say, oh, my G-O-D? Is
Well,
that
we just said it's
blasphemy?
dangerous.
No,
It's
no,
like
no, I'm not disagreeing with that. I'm just saying
it's under the blasphemy
the category.
section.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's
Yeah.
got to
no,
be,
okay.
right?
Yeah. I'm a little more forgiving of that.
Well, like let's say if it's thrown like you're in a skater movie and they're just throwing it around like
Well, yeah, in that
meaningless.
context for sure. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So,
yeah. I'm saying
yeah.
in this context, I would say it's
We would say light. It's very
mildly
light.
dangerous.
Mildly dangerous.
Okay.
But I would say moderately dangerous in terms of the human dignity piece because I'm using my wife as if my wife was wearing that, if another man was kissing her, I'm just like, that is not a place to put these actresses in. So human dignity is not respected. And I think you agreed that for the general public, you would agree that it's dangerous to show these actresses in that state.
I agree that for the multitudes, one should not have immodesty, but I disagree with you on the degree to which you think the Prestige is immodest. This is a very mild infraction, in my opinion.
I would agree
on the
with Mike
immodesty
on that.
scale.
I would agree
Unlike
with
the
Mike.
kissing on a thigh. I mean, it could be a lot worse.
Yeah.
And it was a tender kiss.
Well, if it's not too forward, like imagine your wife in that situation.
If my wife were an actress and another actor for a scene,
Hugh Jackman, though,
kissed her
remember,
thigh.
this handsome.
I know. Kissed her thigh. I'm worried about this principle because if we apply it too strictly, you're throwing out half of Shakespeare. Like you're throwing out Romeo and Juliet.
I do not.
And those are male actors, for Pete's sake.
Admittedly, I'm beginning from a principled standpoint.
Yeah, right.
Instead of a consequentialist one.
Yeah.
I agree. We should be aware of the consequences, but the principle to me is very clear that because of you used the word beguiling earlier, the beguiling nature of sexual sin in particular, and the fact that we're broken in that way, and when maybe I'm the only one, maybe me and Tony are the only ones, because I know you would agree that seeing a woman in a low-cut dress with a small skirt on is automatically, I'm like, more interested. I need to protect, how I'm viewing it or thinking about it. Therefore, I'm already on a precipice. And I think a good litmus test for me is like, okay, what's the purest relationship I have? Well, it's with my wife. I love her like God loves her. And this actress, God loves her like a spouse loves a wife, a husband loves a wife. And so I'm trying to apply a principled standpoint to this, not to say, oh, but most films, because the other thing is with blasphemy, like real blasphemy, we have to dunk on like half of the films out there because they use JC all the time. And that's the consequences are crazy because there's a lot of films I really like that get hit for that, but it's just a grave evil.
I think we're in the infancy of this application of the Gabriel Code.
We are.
So I hear what you're saying, and I agree with what you're saying, but I do actually understand what Mike is saying. And what Mike is saying is valid, which is not as making an excuse as, well, Hollywood is so filthy, this is way better than all the filth. He's not saying that. I'm soaking all this in because we're trying to figure out how do we best apply, keeping in mind that we've had the writings of the popes for decades and nobody's done this. So thanks be to God that we're at least trying to do it, and we'll see where this ends up.
Yep.
I'd like to know, just super quick, the whole multiplication of human beings. Is that a bad thing?
Cloning.
Yeah. Like, is that a bad thing, or was it just a part of the story?
Of course that's bad, but it inversely shows human dignity.
Yeah.
Excuse me, again, I get choked up about human dignity as well.
You're a clone too.
Yeah, exactly. Like, why didn't he just clone one person so that he could just continue the thing? Why does he kill him every single night? Why couldn't he have just cloned one? Or I guess I'm worried the clone would get out of control.
I have a cliffhanger for you. There might be an answer to that question. I'll explain it in
Oh.
the ranking.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Okay.
All right. I got you.
I don't know what to say right now.
Well, Cameron, circling back
Yeah.
to your principles, I totally respect them. Where I'm coming from is as a professor of great texts. And great literature involves a lot of dark and immodest and at times immoral stuff. But it still is called, rightly so, great literature because it incorporates it, but then, transcends higher to something better. So,
as a filmmaker, the film is a different medium from literature.
I grant that.
Yeah. The popes say that, literature is for the educated and film is for anyone. And it has an immediate accessibility to us. And we call it captivating for a reason, right? And the science is showing this, we're a captive audience. Like, when you read a book, you're transported there, but not like when you watch a movie. Like when you watch a movie.
Oh, I agree with all this.
Right. You're living in the hero's shoes and thinking like he's thinking, wanting him to win. And so I think the principle has to be different from literature to film, because I would agree with you wholeheartedly. Like, let's not throw out Shakespeare. Let's include those elements. But with a film, it's immediately different. It's immediately accessible.
So let me ask you a question as a filmmaker.
Okay.
If you had to, how would you portray the first time that David sees Bathsheba? He sees her bathing on a rooftop. Obviously, you wouldn't do nudity, but wouldn't you have to, in some way, show a wet, slippery, and attractive woman in order to show how David is beguiled by this.
No, I would imply it all you need to do is imply it. I would show the bath being filled up. I would show her heels stepping into it. Even show maybe her hair in the water, something like that, and show him just his face.
Yeah.
And hear the water, and maybe even shoot a reflection from the water so you just barely see like the top of her torso or something. Not like everything, only from the the neck up.
You can't even have a boob reflection. We don't want that.
Yeah.
We can't have that.
And actually, just cut that out.
Never
Clips are
thought flying out here I would hear the words boob reflection.
It's actually in every episode. Right. Surprisingly, I don't know how he works it in every time.
It's a gift. I'm sorry. Yeah, right. You're a theologian. I can work in. Yeah.
You have your boob dar out, like. Burr, 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 burr.
We've got an opportunity here. Is there a boob reflection? There is now. Sorry.
We've taken out all the boob reflections on our set.
They're all gone. Fat Cardinal knows way better than to have that here. He's not going to allow that.
I would just imply it. It would be an implication. You would know what's going on without falling into his sin. Like, we don't want the world to wrestle with his temptation. Like, that's the last thing we want. Lead us not into temptation. So how can we show it without leading into temptation? It is in a clinical academic sense. You can get all the emotion from his face, and from the story. It's like, he has this good relationship with his wife. He's alone. There's this woman's alone, and you're like, oh crap, And so you can have all the emotion and drama without it. You're a good
filmmaker. That's good.
Oh,
I would have messed that up.
Yeah. I like
totally
that.
Messed that up.
You're like, I'll have a dude go in the bath instead.
Yeah, right. Exactly. I don't know what I would have done.
Have a dude stand in instead.
What's that? So are we rating this bad boy or what?
I think we rated it. It's. I think we're in agreement. Dangerous on. So it's dangerous.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's on number 2 and number 4 right there.
Okay.
John's already got it.
Great. And
so I would say mildly dangerous, and once you know those things are in it, I would recommend everyone watch it. Like, it's incredible.
Absolutely would recommend it. So I hope you've watched it by now. If you liked that clip, which I'm sure you did, then check out our other clips, and don't forget to go into the comments section and hype this bad boy. Don't make me get Fat Cardinal. Hype it now.